The German officer corps, which had been bound to Hitler through personal oaths, began to realize that they could not negotiate a peace with the Allies with a government controlled by Adolf Hitler. In 1943, a bomb was placed upon a plane in which he was traveling. Unfortunately, the pilot flew too high to avoid some turbulent air, not to bother Hitler. This froze the bomb. Twice, officers volunteered during the next 2 months to approach Hitler as human suicide weapons. In both cases, Hitler avoided assassination by not appearing or by appearing too briefly to allow the officers to do their work.
In 1943, a maimed war hero, Lieutenant Colonel Claus von Stauffenberg, emerged as the natural leader of the now widespread conspiracy.
Stauffenberg was a rare individual. He was a man of great forcefulness, great religious faith, finely tuned intelligence, and a man who had a mission to destroy Adolf Hitler. The final and almost successful attempt to assassinate Hitler occurred on July 20th, 1944. Hitler at his Rastenburg headquarters called for a conference of people to give a situation update on all of the military disasters which were afflicting Germany. Von Stauffenberg was called to this conference. The weapon chosen by von Stauffenberg to assassinate Hitler was a briefcase bomb. A briefcase bomb which could be detonated by acid eating through a wire.
Stauffenberg entered the staff conference. In his hand, his only hand, was the briefcase containing the bomb with the acid detonator activated. As he hoped, the briefcase was not searched by security. Stauffenberg made a brief report to Hitler, then placed the briefcase at Hitler's feet next to a solid wooden block supporting a large table. Stauffenberg then excused himself, saying he had to make an important call. He left the room, walked out into the fresh air, and waited a good distance away. A terrific explosion tore through the one-room building. Rag-doll bodies hurled through the doors and windows. The explosion killed 4 outright and maimed a score of others.
After the explosion, von Stauffenberg bluffed his way out of Hitler's headquarters. He was convinced by the sound of the blast that he had accomplished his mission. Jumping on a plane that was fueled and ready to take him to Berlin, he rose into the air, believing that his cause would succeed. Unfortunately, his cause was already undone.
Had Stauffenberg tarried, he would have seen Hitler emerge, staggering over debris and bodies. Trousers torn, legs burned, right arm paralyzed, and eardrums punctured, he was a grim comic figure, his eyes rolling, his hair billowing smoke. Moments after Stauffenberg left to make his phone call, a Colonel Brandt had moved the briefcase to the other side of the massive table support to make room for his feet. Brandt's need for comfort cost him his life. He, rather than Hitler, took the full force of the blast.
The plotters were depending upon a group of troops led by Major Raymer. Major Raymer was to occupy the government center. Unfortunately for the plotters, Major Raymer never reached his destination. He was intercepted by Joseph Goebbels and put on the phone with an irate, singed, but still alive and vengeful Adolf Hitler.
Stauffenberg and 3 other direct conspirators were taken to the War Ministry courtyard and shot to death in the glare of an army truck's headlights.